Hello. Hello, hello.
Now get camera shy.
Welcome to the Theran Adventures, our Wednesday streams on the Gelatinous Noobs channel. We are here joined by a couple of new faces. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. Jason and Zach, this is the first uploaded stream.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm Jason Beard. I'm 40-year-old Generation X.
Hell
that's
yeah.
Joining these youngsters playing some D&D.
Hell yeah.
Hello, my name's Zach, and I will be playing the lovely Loot.
Woo!
That's about it, yeah.
That's the whole nine. For those of you, who is everybody, who don't know, we've been playing this homebrew campaign for a little while now, getting close to 3 years. So we gonna jump into the thick of it. I'd say keep an eye on our YouTube channel in the coming months because we are going to be uploading a bunch of lore videos. This is going to go in depth about our individual characters, the setting, all of those details. But we're just gonna play. We wanted to share this game because I think we all enjoy this game a lot,
100%.
and
Oh, yeah.
it's very fun to share it with you, the viewer. So, without further ado, let's jump back into the Theran Adventures. The last time we were here. Hold on. I'm already messing up. This is the Gelatinous Noobs channel, not the Gelatinous Professionals channel. So we have to check our lights and everything. When last we left off, the Theran Adventures. Our party was nearing the skyport in the eastern Theran city of Lara'Kis, a place that is home to the elves of Zeral. Our former resident of this city and somebody with some ancestral ties to the city, Yenna, had received some poor news, wanting to find out about her lost son and finding out that her son had been killed in the line of duty. Yenna was whisked away from the skyport by a number of guards who led her all the way to Lady Kamara Kisil, the matron of the city. She was led to the Temple of Honored Dead. From there, you were able to pay your respects to Wrath, who was very ornately and given high honors for their service. Meanwhile, the rest of our party, Zari, Lute, Elm, and Raya, were trying to adjust. It was the first time for most of them in being Eastern Thera. And they were a little timid, not wanting to step on any toes, especially given the somber nature of their initial visit here. But they also had other things on their mind. All of the party members did, as you guys were all also investigating some strange happenings. This mysterious prophecy of the Five Fates, something that kind of loomed over the head of the party here, as well as trying to get some answers for who destroyed their adventuring guild, the Mithril Guard. One of their patrons, Sartel Orum, was being tortured as far as they can tell. And they're hoping to try and find some answers of who's doing these terrible acts, how they can prevent this terrible prophecy, which essentially is an apocalypse prophecy, from coming true, as well as just find out what happened to Wrath, Yenna's son. Approaching some guards, trying to get a lay of the local land, the party quickly realized that some old underlying prejudices still existed towards tieflings as well as Aasimar. For Zeral is a god of death, and to him, and in some of the deeper lore, the ideas of heaven and hell kind of conflict with this natural passing, a true passing into a life. And that's George. He doesn't talk much, but he will scratch. That's my dog. He's over there. I don't know if you can see him. Anyway, you were able to discover some of these underlying prejudices against Aasimar as well as tieflings. This goes back to The fact that these races are seen as a perversion of the natural order, although no individual is guilty of doing it, just their very nature is wrong. Obviously, this upset many of the party members, and you kind of brushed it off, trying to speak to a number of the guards, who most of which only spoke Elvish. Luckily, a common tongue of Sylvan was discovered amongst the party, and you were able to find your way over to a bookshop, where you were able to get some books on local fauna, local flora, some potions, and perhaps even restorative magic, something perhaps on resurrecting the dead as a powerful ally and healer of their Mithril Guard allies. Haruk had passed on, and something that Elm specifically was trying to correct, bring him back, as it would be good to have somebody on their side.
Pretty sure there was a romance novel in there too.
That was Raya's. Raya also wanting to investigate perhaps some information on how her undead condition might be able to be corrected. Something that was picked up on by the guards and put them on high alert, causing guards to escort the party. You found your way to the bookshop, found some books, but while there, unable to read Elvish, Lute and Elm decided that they would kind of wander about, peruse what books try and garner, and a lovely young woman by the name of Muriel was singing. Something that caught the attention of our bard, Lute. And a short conversation was had. Some excitement. Muriel explained that she was practicing because she wanted to go to the City of Splendor, a essential mecca of the artistic and cultural arts of Eastern Thera. Meanwhile, in a very somber, respectful, and reverent place, Yenna was mourning the loss of her son, but understanding that he was lost in the line of duty, and recognized by Lady Kamara Kisil. Lady Kamara met and embraced her friend, somebody that she also mourned for. But questions had to be answered. Things about strange happenings in Eastern Thera, which is another reason why the party is here. Yenna was escorted by Lady Kamara herself to the Estate of Guests, a kind of a neutral meeting ground for the royal family, as the royal palace is something that only natural-born citizens of this area are allowed to see. It was here that Lady Kamara promised that she would perhaps give some answers on information about the prophecy, maybe give some insights on what's going on with Eastern Thera, as well as some information about Wrath. She alluded to he was on a very important mission when he was slain, and his body was mysteriously returned to the city, but without the item that he was sent with. She sent for a high priest of Zeral, the local church and religion, to meet with the party at the Estate of Guests. And it is here, having everybody be gathered, and Muriel being sent to wait at the party's airship, the Opie, to wait with the crew. And here we are. We join back in. You all find yourselves in a very lavish setting. It's different from what you're used to in Central Thera, where everything is very structurally put together. That it's furniture in a stone building, in a stone room, and however many tapestries and rugs and everything is there. There is an interwovenness of nature here, but also an odd quiet from the jungle itself, this massive wilderness of Eastern Thera. What are you all doing as you are sitting and waiting for Lady Kamara to return with the High Priest?
How did everything go out there?
Shopping?
Just
Good. We didn't get arrested.
I can see that.
Surprisingly.
I'm pleasantly surprised, honestly.
Said best behavior.
I had a great time.
They
It was
were-
amazing.
They were nicer after we found like a
common ground with Sylvan, but
I was worried about that. Like I told you, I lived here for 10 years or so when I brought Wrath here, but I didn't grow up here. But I imagined that some of the old what's the word
Biases?
for it? Biases would still be around, yes, and I apologize if there was anything too bad. Although normally everybody's fairly cordial, they're just very stuck in their beliefs, as you can imagine.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we aren't at fault, but we are unnaturally made and bad. That's what we got.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody was nice to me.
It doesn't bother
I have no
me.
doubt in my mind everyone
It was just
nice
an
to you.
interesting conversation.
I mean, heck, you found a little friend.
Oh yes, I met a lovely young lady. She sings.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Are we gonna meet this young lady?
Yes, she's waiting at
back
the
at the
airship.
airship.
Actually.
Wait, she's what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
She invited herself along.
and I guess she's coming with us?
Okay.
When we leave, we're gonna make a detour to this beautiful city I heard about.
Hopefully she
Right.
doesn't slit our throats in our sleep.
I lean into
I hope
into
not.
Yenna, and I'm like, if she's mean to Lou, she's going overboard.
Oh, no doubt.
See, I'm not.
She doesn't have wings.
She can't catch herself.
I'm not worried about her injuring us. I just don't think she's gonna. You know. We're going into dangerous places.
Yeah.
As you all are sitting here, you hear a small bell ring, and I think instinctively most of you just look to the noise that kind of breaks the conversation that you're having. You see a couple of servers bringing some foods, hors d'oeuvres to you.
Thank you.
Foods that we are familiar with.
There are a couple of breads that look familiar, similar, but there's some stuff that kind of scratches your head.
I was assuming. I'm gonna try everything.
You should. The place is exotic to say the least, but everything is going to be top of the line here for sure.
And I'll start trying everything.
You find a bunch of not only toast but strange meats that are interesting curled. Think like bacon wrapped asparagus and things like that. But there is definitely different platters. There's kind of a meat heavy platter. There is a vegetable heavy platter, a carb heavy platter, and stuff like that. You also see that there's an array of drinks. There's one that's alcoholic, one that's non-alcoholic, and you notice that most of these elves are addressing you in common. Just, is there anything that I can get you? Perhaps something else to your liking, or a favored drink or meal?
Perfect.
Very well.
Whiskey neat.
We will fetch a bottle.
Every time they go to talk to me, I just kind of like look at everyone else like, what should I say? This is fine. This is great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, let's take a hot tea.
I haven't pocketed any silverware
roll
yet.
a quick insight for me. Both of my tieflings.
Yeah, I don't quite have an appetite
Oh, it's
today.
Why not now?
15.
14.
With your insight, you feel a sense of warmth that you maybe haven't felt from some of the people that you've met. You think back to what was relayed to you, Zari, by the bookkeeper, or rather the bookshop keeper. And she said that it was a lot of old-fashioned ideals that was kind of split, especially going into these more modern ages, that some people are more okay with Aasimar and tieflings just being who they are and just people trying to live their lives, where others definitely hold on to those old biases. And you get the feeling that everybody here, looking also a little bit younger for the most part, all of them seem to be
Like treating us equally.
yes, equally respectfully, and there is a sincerity behind it rather than a false.
Nah, they don't deserve to be treated equal. What?
One of them comes up to you for the main character.
Thanks.
Are we still surrounded by like guards in this chamber?
No. You notice that there are no guards within this actual chamber. The guards that had escorted you stopped at the door, and like for most of you, you've seen this kind of familiar experiences when you have dealt with royals or nobles, where it's 4 guards across the door, so it's not just like an exit. It's like you got to go through some people to get through that door. It's that same kind of thing. For some of you, it's kind of like, oh, this is nice to have like just straight up people waiting by the door to keep us safe.
That's what they want you to think.
Raya, I don't know exactly what's about to happen, but just hear me out.
Yes.
I had a long talk with Lady Kisil, and she's bringing some of her high priestesses, and although it seems double purposes, I explained to them your situation, and they're going to do whatever they can to try to help. But they also did mention that because of some of the dangers in this part of the world, that it might also be for their protection. I hope you're okay with that. I don't know entirely what it means. I'm sorry, but she assured me that you'd be safe, and that it's in all efforts is to try to help in any way they can.
I appreciate that.
And if you're uncomfortable at any time, say something, and I'll use whatever small amount of pull I might have. But like I said, I don't know exactly what to expect.
It seems safe enough so far.
Zero, and the way we believe here, and I think I've explained this to you guys already before, but we don't believe in the good or the bad afterlife. There is just the afterlife. Zero guides us all. He takes us all to where we belong, and not in a good way or a bad way. And that's very much the belief here. So that's why some of the disjointed feelings and biases against your types, your kinds. How that manifests itself, I don't know.
Zeral was first.
Zeral was first. It was his children that created,
That
whether it's real or not, the feeling that there is a place for the good and a place for the bad.
So, a point of correction. In the Pantheon, there was the Titan Zodus first, who created all of the deities first. So, and Zeral was one of those created deities.
Right.
good correction for
For
viewers.
context.
Yeah, I
As-
was thinking first before the good and bad place was created.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, absolutely. sorry.
That's how I took it. As.
No,
And that is
okay. It's good to clarify.
that's absolutely how it was, because the good and bad place for your guys' characters as context, like that's just always what you've associated, except for maybe you, Yana, growing up with this culture. But for you guys, it was just like, oh, of course, it's just heaven and hell, Elysium and Tartarus. That's how existence is,
I think Yenna would be familiar with both. 'Cause
Oh,
my
she
dad
absolutely.
would
Yeah,
have- would
you're
have been
absolutely.
that, so-
You're absolutely familiar.
I
with
imagine
both.
it almost like a thing where they do exist, but the people from Eastern Thera resist those individual places.
More-
even though they do exist.
More specifically, this culture within the greater region of
Within
Eastern
Lara'Kis.
Thera. Yeah, it is very much, and it's not that you wouldn't believe in the other, but it's like you have more. Like you've got more idea of like what other people have, because for everybody else, it's just like you go to heaven or you go to hell. Versus you're like, no, there was a time like where neither of those existed, and you just kind of passed on.
And like the whole domain was just Zoral.
Yes.
As you guys are sitting here, you do hear that bell ring once again. You notice that the servants don't leave the room, but they do kind of stand off to the side and set down their hors d'oeuvre trays and things like that on side tables and just kind of stand at attention. You notice that Lady Kamara Kisil walks in. For those of you who have not seen her, she is this, I would say, maybe young 30s, late 20s kind of elf. She has a very similar, maybe slightly darker skin tone than Yenna, but she does have this elaborate tattoo system that goes all the way through her face and her sides and her arms. She does wear kind of this beautiful long gown that does have some sheer elements to it and lace elements to it, but it is all tied in with this nature motif as well. And as she walks in, you notice beside her is an old elf, which for most of you is kind of a new thing, but you see an older male elf, an equivalent of somebody in their late 80s, early 90s, not walking with a cane, still kind of walking, but you can tell with their little bit of a hunch and tired and wrinkled expression that they're old, but they're getting around okay. Lady Kamara turns and greets you.
I kneel immediately.
I do the same.
I do
do
the
the
same.
same.
I pause for a second, see it's happening, down I go.
Please, this is not necessary at all. You're in the state of guests. You are welcome and honored here. Please, take a seat. I'm glad that I can be of service to all of you. My high priest here would love to answer questions. You had questions about the prophecy of 5 fates, was it? As well as some other dark happenings. And Lady Kamara looks over to Rai, and she makes eye contact with you, and she goes, and as well as some questions about your condition as well.
Yes, I would appreciate your help in that, if able.
Of course. You see that she takes a seat. The elder elf sits down as well. Of course. I'm at your service. What answers and questions may I help with?
I don't know if news has traveled. I'm guessing not. But we were all members of the Mithril Guard, and Arms Hold was taken rather brutally.
You see Lady Kamara kind of look, and she goes, "Taken?"
It's
Yeah.
fallen.
Obliterated by powers that we're only beginning to become familiar with.
May Zerol guide their souls.
May he guide them. I don't know if somebody might be better to speak on this than me, but I mean, we saw unspeakable horrors. Bodies animated to give messages, and one in particular went through what we've come to learn as the prophecy of the 5 fates. And
You see the older elf cleric kind of lean in to like really pay attention and listen to what you're saying.
so the last remaining members of us have all chosen to go in different directions in pursuit of other signs that this may be happening. Zara, this is more your department than mine, but we came here not just to search out Wrath, but to see. One of the prophecies specifically spoke of a corruption of the great forest.
Yes, I'm familiar with this prophecy. How did you come by it? It is not something spoken often. Or
So when we were walking through Orm's Hold, we entered into one of our allies' living chambers, and I go into detail and I describe like Lady Soma was sitting there, and then they used, I can't remember the turtle's name, as the body. They
Yeah,
had
the
their
whole.
heads. I'm
Painting a
for,
picture.
for our friends.
It was spooky.
It was really spooky.
I'm gonna
and
do a video about it. Check out YouTube.
the heads all spoke a different verse of the prophecy. So we split into different, smaller, easier to conceal teams. Since the Mithril Guard is not being looked upon in a favorable light now in Central Thera.
Lady Kamara, why is that?
They
The
are
scapegoats.
framing us. There was an
The council is framing you. To what end?
To the end that they
You-
think that we're the ones who did
Did you
it.
hear about what happened to the council?
We heard there was an attack of some sort, but not much more than that. Has something
who
happened
did-
to the council?
Poetry would have said who was all left. So I relay the 4 or 5 members that are left.
Oh, so many members have been slain.
And they're
Seems the central Theran government is weakened.
they are saying it was us, but we were in Aberton. It couldn't have been us.
It was
All
clearly
of our forces were in Aberton.
It was clearly a coup. of
Forgive
some
us.
sort.
What's happening? Aberton. You see, both of them are just. Roll insights real quick.
20 and 26.
4.
Who got above 10? For the three of you who did not get it, you're getting looks of like, you're saying like, oh, and the Willy Wonkers and Dirk Bidders, like, just, you might as well be speaking gibberish. For my above 10s, you realize that the cleric is very similar. He doesn't really seem to register what you're talking. I mean, obviously, contextually, you can understand it's a town. You see Lady Kamara is, like, familiar with the place, but has no idea about, like, what's going on there.
So the city of Aberton, one of the southern cities, was attacked by the Red Legion from Western Thera,
The Red Legion.
and I talk about what we saw there. Their army, the armored monster with the big eye and the smaller little eyes.
It was
the
a Draconic army? From
of
Western there?
sorts.
They're orc.
Yeah, is it orcs?
Were they from the West?
I believe they were from the west.
The orcs
No.
think that
No.
they're getting land from it. That is why they are
Oh, well,
doing it.
but I
At
would've
least
said
that's
west.
what our
The-
jailers told
But
us.
aren't the orcs from Central Thera? I mean, they were part of the Alliance.
I don't know what they're getting out of it. And then I talk about the people that were under the city, the doppelganger people. And it's all just a big messy web of everything.
We went back to Tolmac to regroup what was left of the Mithril Guard, and then
Wait, what's
they tried
left
to
of the
capture
Mithril Guard?
us.
I thought just your home was attacked. How many are there?
A
Like-
third of what's
Like,
left.
like 20?
a mere fraction, maybe 20.
You see both of them kind of like, they know about the Mithril Guard, and like hearing that, they're like, oh, dark tides indeed.
So we all split up into smaller groups, so we're harder to find.
Sartel's
they're-
in the courtyard, trapped in a magic box.
We
Very dark.
Do you have any, like, illusion magic you could, like,
Yes.
show?
Yes.
Because I'm having a hard time describing all of it. I've been through a lot.
I broadcast it straight into their brains.
That whole
you
thing
guys,
with Sartell was a lot. I don't think you want to do the whole cycle.
you
It's
go.
everything.
You kind of go through the rundown of the story thus far, and you see both of them sit and very surprised, very shocked. I mean, this is a huge disturbance in this age, which, for the most part, these past 7,000 years have been fairly peaceful. I mean, not without its skirmishes and things like that, but this is on a whole nother level, and their demeanor changes to realize that. This is troubled indeed. You see the elder elf kind of familiar with the prophecy, and speaks of transformations and in the east, the corruption of the forests of Pax and the creatures of Ara, and mutations, and what once music was created by the mountains and trees of Arvi go silent. This is very dark indeed, but I must admit, and he looks over to Leekmar. From what we've been hearing, granted we don't typically venture too far out of our normal ranging routes, but from what we have been hearing, there have been some rumors of places going quiet in eastern Thera, former trade partners and the like. We've not sent anybody to investigate, as will as are all. After all, those who survive. But now it seems like there might be more of a scheme going on, rather than just the will of nature.
It all
And
feels connected.
out west,
Indeed.
there's trouble. Have you heard?
We do not get much news. You see, lady, I do send emissaries from time to time, but usually it's reports every 7-8 months or so of the world and its happenings. Most of my emissaries are currently out and should be returning within a month or so.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah. Well, if our hunches are correct, the attack on Arms Hold may be one of the prophecies. The events on the council in Central Thera may be two. And the small groups of us that are left are going to investigate if the dragon part of the prophecy out west is true. Us trying to investigate if the
happenings here in the
happenings
east.
here are part of it. And there's also a small group going to the bay to look into the Sea of Blood.
The Bay of Flowers? Or do you mean the Gulf?
The
Yeah.
Gulf. Yes, I apologize.
That's-
No, of course we don't have any news from those three places. We're in our early stages of investigating that. And
We came here because of Yenna's ties and
we figured this would be the best place for us to start.
You see that the High Priest looks at you. Zoral guides Wrath, and he is where he should be, as we all go.
You honor us. Thank you.
Please, your questions, ask them. I'm happy to answer what I can. Lady Kamara turns to you, or I can inform you of everything I know about Wrath and what he was doing. You've come a long way, and I leave it to you. Whatever you would like to discuss first, we'll discuss.
Starting with Wrath seems as good a place as any, unless there are other rumors.
or weird happenings. The prophecy which the elder here seems to be aware of speaks of nature getting twisted in the natural order of things.
See, the High Cleric goes, What do you all know of this prophecy? I mean, not regardless of the current happenings. How long have you been familiar with this prophecy? Is this taught in the Central Thera, or do you?
No,
No.
it was
About
a week
actually
and a
a
half.
well-hidden, kept
It is
secret.
very, very hidden knowledge.
We learned from all of our friends that were strung up like puppets.
It
Yes.
seems
Unfortunate.
not like a message, but a threat.
It is a threat of sorts. This. Where to begin? What do you all know of history, of before the ages of recorded history, the ages before?
Not much.
Any of you schooled? Any?
No,
No.
none of us are learned
On the
in.
streets.
You guys can roll history checks if you feel it's appropriate for your character. Otherwise, you
I would
can
say
just
disadvantage.
Sure.
I would know.
11.
17.
The streets taught me the same thing.
For my 11s, what you guys know is like more of the history from that point. So you guys know that like AOE refers to, or EOA rather, refers to the exile of Alakath. That's the time frame for recorded history. You know that the gods started using this after the exile because Thera became a place where you weren't under constant threat of destruction, where the world wasn't constantly being torn asunder and people couldn't really settle places because there's so many different evil creatures and dark beings and things like that. With a 17, you remember a little bit of the history that your mother spoke to you about. And she always alluded to it wasn't just the fact that there were dark creatures or things like that, but Alakath had servants. She never really referred, but she held it in a different regard. You always got the sensation that she wanted to talk to you more about it, but it was never the appropriate time. There were other things to discuss, other things going on. But you know that there is some other level. And you see the High Cleric turn to you. In the ages before Alakath reigned, he came to this world of ours because he was jealous of Zodis and his creations of Ara, creations of Pax and the wilderness and the people and the animals and all of it. When Alakath arrived, he sought to corrupt it. He brought evil to the world. Not that there wasn't death or there wasn't conflict, but evil, maliciousness, and the like. To help him with these endeavors, he spawned 5 children, and the first of which was Surtrat, the Lich. He's the god of undeath, the natural enemy of our people, our belief, trying to pervert this natural balance and cycle of rebirth and everything, and what lies beyond, by holding a soul to an undead body to prevent it from leaving, to see what comes next, to that afterlife. He also created Delphine. Now, Delphine was the seductress. She was goddess of corruption and deceit. He looks to you two, the tieflings. He goes, I'm sure you have noticed that our way of life might be different than what is common in Central Thera. It's because we hold on to some of this ancient knowledge, most of which was heaven and hell, Elysium, Tartarus, did not exist before Delphine's interference. It was Delphine who went to the children of Zeral, Belial and Uriel, convinced him, both of them, that they needed to earn their father's love, they needed to prove that they loved their father more. And she twisted their minds in different ways. One, she said, it would please your father if you showed that good people, those who lived just and orderly lives and followed through on their promises, were rewarded, given an afterlife of paradise, and where their achievements were met with recognition. To the other child, she said, it would impress your father if the wicked were punished. Those who lived particularly evil and poor lives and did harm to others suffered a fate that they did unto others, and that those souls should be put into a pit, and burn, and feel their ill deeds. This is the ancestry and what caused the changing of the afterlife. Zeral had always believed that it just is. There is life, and there is death, and we all pass on to a place beyond judgment, beyond what we can as mortals understand, but to a better comprehension of everyone. I'm sorry, I don't like talking about this. It is not surprising to me that you don't know about these prophecies. It is said to speak their names is to give them life. It is uncertain what happened to them after the exile of Lara'Kis, and that speaking their name is a form of worship, in a sense. But there were 3 others. There was Uxal, and he looks to you, and he goes, "Now, child, I understand that you have experienced a transformation of sorts. But let me put it to you this way. I am familiar with the stench of Suatrat, the natural enemy of my god. I do not feel it on you. And you seem to have your own free will. You don't seem to be manipulated, which doesn't fit with any of the other deities. Uxal, the Wraith, is a god of madness and shadow, torts and plays with people's minds and brings them into places where they will no longer understand logic, no longer understand the teachings of the gods and comprehension. I would guess that he is the one who has done this to you."
You would guess correct.
I
I was told to not acknowledge the presence, and those smarter than me with divine things have helped keep them at bay. Haruk was one of the people that were working to help me, but
How is Haruk? I've heard his name before.
He's on our ship.
So
Why is he not here?
he's dead.
This is gonna be a point that I don't want to be like a slap in the face, because I know it's your, your belief, and I also believe that the natural way of things. However, I feel like when we're in the face of a prophecy, this might be a little different. Haruk had answers, and they killed him. I brought him here hoping that maybe he could be brought back, as undivine as that is, but...
You see, he looks at... Get the fuck out.
Off with his head.
No, child, I do not judge your desire, nor do I judge the logic behind it. It is sound logic. It is not our way. It is not... I mean that in the sense that that is not something that we study. We don't believe in it, so we have no use for it. It is not within my capabilities or the capabilities of any priest of Zeral. Forgive me, I wish I could help you more in that, but there's nothing I could do there.
Makes sense.
That being said, there are 2 more. You spoke of tidings of war in the west. Sounds like the work of Valith, the warmonger, goddess of wrath and malice. She, as her title infers, enjoys bloodshed, enjoys the killing of others, conquering and conquest and domination of others. Not only does she enjoy the victories of war or the spoils, but she relishes in its cruelty and the pain, the anger it causes. The final one, whom we have always associated with the connection here in Eastern Thera for the prophecy, is Thebes, the plague bringer, god of disease. if I had more information of current tidings in Eastern Thera, other than rumors of villages and places going quiet, which, to be honest, it is not unusual for us to not hear from people for decades or even centuries. But I would say if the prophecy is being worked on and enacted, be careful, but I'm sure it will find you if you're looking.
Kind of have a knack for that.
That we do.
You see Lady Kamara look at you, Yana, and roll insight.
God, they're gonna kiss.
Big money, big
And
money.
they were roommates.
Oh, way to go.
21.
She looks at you and she has kind of a look of disappointment. Not disappointment in you, but a disappointment of like, oh, I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to say this. But she looks at you and she goes, Yenna, I would happily aid you and your comrades with soldiers to help bolster it. But if everything that's happening in recent events, as you've described, is this prophecy being enacted, I have a duty to protect the city. I would be happy to outfit you and your ship with food and rations for as long as you may need here in Eastern Thera, but I would need my soldiers here in the city, in our territory.
Makes sense.
Of course, I did not come here expecting favors. But
But if you're offering.
Okay.
You say, but, oh, thank you for noticing. I've been doing squats.
Unless.
any little bit you can do would be helpful. But I know you mentioned that Wrath's mission was
Yes.
state secret that you couldn't share, but anything
Wrath.
to get us started.
No, of course. I only meant that I did not want to speak in public about it. Wrath was returning a relic of Zeral. There is a ancient shrine along the southeastern bank of the Bay of Flowers. A shrine to Zeral that he himself, when he walked on this plane, constructed. Something that he felt mirrored some precious subtlety of passing of life and rebirth and everything. I think he always enjoyed the falling of the flowers. And that shrine houses this relic, and we go every year or so and collect it and bring it back here for our high priest to do some rituals and help prevent any decay or rot or arcane interference. And it is returned. It also is seen as a good omen by our clerics of protection of our people and rejuvenation of our spirits, and also of reverence to Zeral, of reminding us every year. And for her to say every year, and you get this more so than anybody else, for her it's like, oh, we do this every day. You know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
when an elf says every
That
year,
often.
it's that often. We do this every year because it is important. And we don't like to draw crowds. You know how traveling here in the East, more numbers is more targets, more chances to be seen. It is better to be quiet and not heard, which is why we sent Wrath alone. Something that he has done many times for us, for our city. But he was on his way to returning this relic when he went missing and returned to us.
So we're able to confirm he made it there first, and he was on his way back.
We don't know.
No.
We don't know.
Is any inclination as to who might have meant him harm or who could use this relic?
I was hoping that you, it's one of the reasons why I recalled you, and hoped that you would come this way. I hoped that you would be able to find out. We had intended on sending a few soldiers, but now that you're here, I thought you might want to continue. Wrath was chosen because your family has always been the ones to do this, and it felt wrong to change that tradition.
I think that's as good a place as any to start, as well as if the High Priest has any suggestions on towns that have gone quiet. And as always, friends, like I don't make this decision on my own.
You
we
are
make
the
this
leader.
we make this together, Lute. We make this together.
The High Priest goes, "Forgive me, I suppose it is different in where you're from, but here, when we say places have gone quiet, we mean we haven't gotten any emissaries at all. So, as far as we know, could be every city. It could just be beasties are particularly hungry this time. But given the context of everything you've told us, seems more, as you said, more connected."
How far is the travel to the shrine?
From here, 10 days by foot. Oh, excuse me, 10 days by mount. But if you were to fly there, there's not really any place to land safely except for within the bay, but you might run into issue with some of the Lara'Kis. But that would be, I would assume, 2-3 days. If you are intending to investigate, though, I would recommend staying on land. It would be difficult to see anything from the sky. The canopy is quite thick.
Yeah, we've got the writing wizards, so that's good.
Yeah.
And I guess lastly, High Priestess, would you be able to look at Raya and see if any suggestions on
I would be happy to
could be done?
I would be happy to look at you, but I must admit my knowledge of undead is rather final, if that makes sense.
In my medical opinion, put her down.
Take her out bed.
I lock eyes with Yenna.
He
Or
said,
yell at it.
he looks at you and is with sympathy. He goes, I would have referenced you to Haruk. I would have sent you to see him about wards and protections. But if you've already been told by him, I would say that you are in good company. As far as reversing it, it's not within my skill set. You might consider speaking with the headmaster of necromancy at the College of Adna, or rather Tivna. Sorry, old age, my names get
Mine
mixed up.
slipped.
Yes.
Tiva.
That's where
the flying school.
That's where I can't remember his name.
Goddess, wisdom and arcana.
The bird's
Tiva.
flying.
Which bird?
I can't remember his name, but
One of our
Alucard.
Mithril Guard members.
Good.
Alucard.
yeah, that's his name.
Please, we're at your service. If there's anything else, do not hesitate to come back and ask us. Lady Kamara, you are welcome to stay here in the estates for as long as you like. If you are in town, feel free. Just, you see that she kind of motions over to one of their servants who comes over, and he opens up a small box, and within it are 5 pendants.
You guys want to stay here or on the ship?
Well, we've got a stowaway on the ship, so.
What's that supposed to mean? A stowaway
No,
would
we do
imply
have
somebody
to-
being there uninvited.
Oh,
We do have to.
Forgive me, I forgot about your ship. And she waves, and a different one comes over, and he has a large box with a large. It's the same seal, but you can tell that it's more of just like a sleeve for holding for a scroll. hands it to you guys. Who is in charge of your ship management?
I'll take it.
You
Thank
can
you.
give it to him.
Thank you for your generosity.
Oh, yeah.
You know, your family has done untold service to the city over the millennia. It is nothing.
I'm proud of my family, and you honor us. I feel like that wasn't me, so I feel a bit guilty. But
All right, give it back.
thank you.
No, of course. It's no issue at all. I
Just want to stay on the ship or here.
I'm gonna stay on the ship.
Let's stay on the ship. Closer quarters.
I gotta take care of my lizard.
You see, she looks. The office
That's what
stands.
it is.
Yeah.
I
To
think-
be honest, the estate sits mostly empty most of the time. So, just feel free. Just show them the seal that I gave you. You'll be given courtesy wherever you may go within the city.
Thank you.
Nimbus
For
the
everything.
cat might eat Gizmo.
Right.
May I visit the Temple of the Honored Dead at will, or is it sealed at times?
You know that once that initial ritual where you were there, the body is stowed away amongst the honored dead, and it is kind of a say. Lady Kamara kind of looks to the high priest and goes, "Of course, of course. Just give them." He hands you a different symbol, and you know that this is a holy symbol of Zeral. Anytime. Show this to the priest or guard at the door. They will allow you in.
Thank you.
May I speak with you
I'm here. Speak.
alone?
Okay.
It's
Should,
just
should we excuse ourselves?
it's a personal
or-
question.
He gets up and he starts kind of looking around. You see a attendant kind of like goes and he's like, and he kind of the attendant motions to you,
Yeah, I follow.
leads you into a room. Everybody else?
No,
I'll kneel
I
to Lady
refuse.
Kisio one more time, and thank her, and walk out.
Okay.
Take a couple hors d'oeuvres.
Get out of here. Oh, yeah, just take the whole
we gotta
platter.
Yep. This is
We're
fun.
leaving. Because somebody has to do something sacred.
And I kill the old man. Just kidding.
You eat him. I'm sure.
That wouldn't shock any of us.
I have to say, I'm a bit surprised, young lady, but all right. You go. It's not exactly like a bedroom. It's more of like a study that you're led into, and the attendant kind of motions. The high priest walks in. The doors are closed behind you. Please, what can I do for you?
I
Forgive
pull.
me your name.
My name's Rhea.
Right, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for your time. I show the amulet that I was given. This amulet, it hides me from Uxal and his influence. Without it, he is able to mess with my mind and make me see things that aren't there and do things that I would not normally do. I'm just wondering if I were to ever not be me, do you know if I would die the usual way?
It's hard to say. I would assume that you have your faculties and such, you have cognition. Whether your soul has been taken by Xal or Sutret, can't say.
That was a separate thing.
How do you mean?
I was betrayed, and I had a choice to either let someone that I love end my life or give up my soul for the chance of revenge.
Roll insight.
I think I have a plus 2. Yes, 10.
It's difficult to read him. You see him kind of pondering.
I know now that revenge, it's not what I thought it would be. It's not worth what I thought it would be. But I know that a part of me is serving out that pact.
How did you come to be separated from your soul? I assumed that you had died and you were taken by Exol or Surtrat, but I'm beginning to believe that's not the case.
Before passing, my companions and I, we were hunting down the generals of this Red Legion, and 2 of us fell in battle, and my companion had to make a choice. He only had 1 potion for one of us. Facing having to make this life or death choice, he reached out to anyone who would answer. And it happened to be Uxal, and all my companion asked was for me to be brought back. And I was brought back a carcass in pain. And Haruk was able to knit my flesh together, but I'm still not alive. And my soul is still... It left when I died.
In the hills.
Yes. I want to make sure that if I stay, because I want to do good, thanks to my companions, I do believe that I can still do good. That I won't hurt them if I'm not me. That if they had to, I could die just like anyone.
It is difficult to understand the machinations of the gods, particularly those of Exol.
I've made some poor choices in my life. And the one that I had no say in, it makes me a danger to the ones that I love.
Dear child, I mean no offense by this, but the soul is the thing that is us. That it is what passes on. To say that your soul is in Tartarus lead me to believe. I'm not an expert in necromantic magics, but a very powerful necromantic spell is what seems to be influencing you. You seem to be a minion of sorts of Uxal now. I say that it's both a curse and a blessing, for if you were taken by any other god, you would have never been given the chance to have will. You would have always been just under the control of others. That being said, I believe that you would need a god's touch, God's blessing to perhaps restore yourself, or beyond that, it is a question for a philosopher. If the body is separated from the soul and the body dies again, what happens to it? It was difficult for me to say.
Because I think, I feel I make new memories. I'm living here.
Again, I don't mean offense, but a very powerful spell. It's what seems to be to me, but I don't deal in these magics. For us, we see undead. The solution is final for us. But
Kill undead just the same?
always, it is a perversion. Now, necromancy is strictly taboo here, but from my understanding, there's the difference of the manipulation of the flesh versus the binding of a soul and trapping it within the undead. But you said your soul is somewhere else, so
It is somewhere else.
so you must be the other then, because if your soul is not with you, then you are the manipulation of the flesh. Now, magic can allow necromancers to raise the dead, but they're very simple. Most magic pales in comparison of the power of the gods. I would recommend go to the College of Tiva, speak to the headmaster of necromancy. He would be able to give you better answers than I.
I don't know if my goal is to reverse this. Not because I don't want to be whole again, but I've seen what happens to pact breakers. And I'm at peace with that choice that I made. I was young and stupid and...
How long ago was this? It's a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
I was so young and dumb. It is all
I'm
right.
not very old, I
It is
will
okay.
say. But
Wisdom finds us through experience, unfortunately.
yes, I did have to grow up very quickly given the circumstances, but I was still naive to the world and thought myself invincible.
I wish I had more answers for you. If there ever comes a time where you feel that you are losing control or anything, I'm not sure. I would not. You see, he's struggling to find words. Any form of comfort or information or knowledge,
He's just unsure.
he just, he doesn't know how to console you or give you advice or anything. It's just out of his depth.
I appreciate it. I'm sorry to take up your time.
No, please. So all guides us on our paths, and though your soul may be separated, the gods have plans. Now we have our say in those plans. Nothing is predetermined, but we all have a part to play.
I pray that my part lasts a little bit longer then.
Me as well, child. I will say that, what's your passive perception?
It's not 27. It is 12.
Okay. I think that's it. I think you do kind of see him. Let us rejoin the others.
Yes, of course.
If you want to go grab him.
Yes. I will summon the peasants.
Peasant. Hope you are enjoying the stream. We are having lots of fun. If you were lost due to lore or anything like that, don't worry. We'll catch you up. check out our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, ring that bell, all that jazz. In the coming weeks and months, we're going to be throwing up some lore docs, some adventure thus far, in-depth character introductions and details and all of that. So just keep an eye.
I think of the human centipede when I think of you guys. So that's just me.
How'd you guess my next character?
Human centipede.
So you guys see the high priest, Raya, and then the servant.
Badass.
What are you guys doing in the meantime? We've just walked out. You all four are sitting there. Lady Kamara kind of turns to you, asks, unless there's anything else that you need. Just she.
I think we're good.
Oh, not at this time.
She gives you. I'm at your service. Just please don't hesitate to ask. But given everything, there are things I must prepare.
As are we to you. Thank you.
What time of day is it?
It's still fairly early, like mid-afternoon, early mid-afternoon, probably around like I'd say 1 or 12:15.
Are we gonna head straight to the Bay of Flowers, or what's our move?
Do we feel there's anything left to do in the city? I wasn't able to shop with you all. Did you find what you needed?
We went to a bookstore, bought some books. They got you a book.
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
I couldn't read it, so I don't know.
Rhea has it, so
Oh, okay.
it's in her bag.
It's kind of you. Find anything mission relevant?
Yeah,
Or-
I got this book. It's like a flora and fauna book.
Oh, that will actually come in
But the
handy.
thing is, I don't speak Elvish.
Oh,
So, and I got an Elvish to Common dictionary.
practical as ever, Zari. Practical as ever.
I think at this point you're showing the books. You're kind of getting everything out that all four of you, or the three of you, experienced and did while you were away from Yenna. And at this point, Raya walks back into the room.
Oh, everybody, shh, shh, shh.
Make it seem like we were talking about her.
Oh, hey, we weren't talking about you or anything like that.
Why would you lead with that?
Just so you know, to get it right out of the...
Oh, good. I wasn't talking about you guys either.
Oh, okay, good. See, I'm always
Insight
worried. I'm always worried.
Go ahead.
I'm always worried that people are talking about me, because they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was gonna say that really says something about you, Lou.
Thank you.
So,
You're welcome.
Back to the ship.
Did you get what you needed, dear?
Is the priest?
No, he's
Oh, okay.
separated.
She's like, I'm not gonna shit talk him in front of
He's
him.
like, no, really, go on.
It was so insightful.
you see he raises his hand, two assassins have guns.
The best cleric ever.
They have radiant damage.
No, honestly, no need for specifics. That's whatever you needed was between you and him.
No, I just.
I'm sorry. I was more hopeful for this visit, for that.
They recommended the School of Tiva. He just said it was out of his realm. Obviously, they don't dabble with necromancy because it's unnatural to them. So he couldn't give me much advice, but he's a wise man.
I did fear that, but remember, we're only in Lara'Kis. As you remember, the first town we stopped in Eastern Thera, attitudes were quite different than they are here. I think you'll find that everywhere we go, so I don't hold out hope.
That is true. And when we were recommended to the east, it was said that it would be heavily guarded knowledge involving Zarel and this type of resurrection.
I have a feeling these roads are all going to cross. I can't say why,
Because we're pretty good
because I
at
don't
finding
know,
trouble.
but it feels that way.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you want to go shopping? We kind of did the fun part without you.
I don't need to. I'd like to visit the temple once more to.
Did you want to be alone?
Yeah, I believe so.
We can wait for you or go back to the ship.
Whatever you guys would like to do. It won't be long.
We'll
Mourning is not something we do, really. But, like I said, I didn't live here my whole life. I was raised a bit differently, and my feelings on the matter may be a little different than most here.
You lost your son. I don't think anyone will fault you in how you're feeling.
You see a couple butlers with your 27 passive.
We are so judging you.
What a crybaby. Jeez.
He's dead. It's fine.
He's dead.
We're
Don't
elves. We don't have emotions.
get over it.
It's not like he can come back.
Zeral
you
guided
can't
him.
do
Get
that
it?
as they glare at Rhea.
He's been guided. There's nothing else we can do.
You can't guide him back.
Who's she talking to? It's just a bag of meat flesh.
So, guys, get up from this chamber. Yenna heading back to the Temple of Honored Dead.
I'm going to go back to the temple. I don't need it to be anything elaborate or role-playing or anything.
Everybody else, get upstairs.
No, I'm just kidding. I just want to visit what I can and then be done with it.
You see, unlike before, where Wrath was presented and made available to you, you see that the ceremony has already begun of placing him amongst these honored dead.
I just want to watch that to its completion, and then I'll go back to the ship.
Guys, head back to the ship. Any stops?
I would wait outside for Yenna.
Yeah, I think we
That's
said
fine.
we were going to wait because
Yeah.
she was like, I'm not going to be long. And we're like, well,
Sure.
I don't want her walking through a city that she doesn't really know by herself.
Ceremony does take a while.
That's
Does
okay.
take like
We're
probably
also-
3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, we're all just sitting there like anime characters, you know.
I'm reading
like
my book.
The wind's
I
going
always
through
have a
hair.
deck
One of you has a
cards.
long piece of wheat.
Yeah.
I always have a deck of cards. I'm trying to get someone to play a game with me.
You guys are sitting there. You're just kind of hanging out on the stoop. And within like 5 minutes, you guys are kind of like, you can't really do that here. You gotta go over there and stuff. And somebody ushers you to like a tavern that's nearby.
We got in trouble for loitering, guys.
Keep an eye out for Yenna to exit. And I'll just
I
slip
would,
in
I
my
would
book.
ask a serv or a guard. I'm like, can you tell Yenna that we're here then when she comes out?
Of course.
Okay.
It's just, you're playing cards and this is the honored dead. It's not
Well,
very reverent.
They don't like cards?
They've been guided
To not like cards?
to the afterlife. They're not
Oh.
here anymore.
Okay.
He's saying it's not respectful. We gotta go over there.
I walk a little ways away. I lean over. These dead are lame.
I play cards.
This is the lamest afterlife I've ever heard of.
Like I said, it takes a couple hours, but by around like 3 or 4 o'clock, you join them at the tavern that they're in.
We're all sloshed by the time Yenna gets out. Yenna!
Lute is still taking little bagel bites out of his pockets. He just had so many stuffed in there.
I just opened it up. I
Lute,
need another tray.
how are they still warm?
Don't ask.
Aren't you cold-blooded?
Yes.
He has internal heaters. Come on. In his clothes.
He has a pocket heater.
With that, it only takes you about 5 minutes to pay up and everything like that and get back to the ship.
Where did we say we were meeting your friend?
At
It was
the-
a tavern, right? Because she didn't want to get on the ship without us there or whatever. Or we told her not to.
Yes.
You said to wait at the ship, and she was like, yeah, that sounds great. And then everybody was like, no. And you were like, meet us at the tavern. She was like, oh, okay.
That's what happened.
And we just said a tavern and, like, figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she gave you the name of the Silver Spoon Tavern.
Yeah.
Silver Spoon. That's where we're supposed to head, Yenna.
To
I don't
pick
know
up
that.
your
It's-
lady friend?
Well, to inform her that we're probably going to be doing a mission to said Bay of Flowers.
Yes.
Probably
And not going to this school or town of splendor she wants to go to.
Also,
Not at the
Lou,
moment.
I know you have a way of just talking. Don't mention where we're going to her.
Don't say Bay of Flowers.
Just tell her we're going the other way.
So we're going the other way of the Bay of Flowers.
No, we're not
No.
going the way that she wants to go. We're going a different way.
So we're not going. But I also would like to go to this place.
Okay.
We can go there eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, see.
I think the end of the world's a bit more important than wanting to
Maybe
go to
get her
a music town.
contact
But it might be on the
information.
way.
Her
I
P.O.
look at
box.
a map.
It's like she's going to Nashville and we're going to Miami.
Yeah, but it's on the way.
Is it?
We're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Is that how that is?
Yeah, you just throw a Yui in there.
Yeah.
That's what you say. You're like, yeah, you just do a U-turn.
Instead of going right, we take this left.
Hey, Zeral guides us all, baby.
Maybe you could get one of those magic rocks and talk to her.
I don't need a magic rock, okay? I am the magic rock.
Okay, we can't take this random girl with us.
I know that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, after we complete what we do in the Eastern...
Which we're not telling her what that is.
Right. I'm on that page.
Are we?
Fucking better be.
You guys have been walking, and you're probably like 2 steps outside the actual tavern, but you guys do hear, not like uproar or anything, but it does seem like people like kind of like cheering from within this corner tavern.
This sounds lively.
They must have a local.
I'm just
local
saying,
band.
eventually, I would like to take her and me to this lovely city of music.
I was
If
li-
there was a city of people playing cards, I'm sure you'd be like, oh, let's go.
That's every
It's
city.
Vegas.
Yes, Lou, I would love that for you.
I for one could use a bit of cheering, and it sounds like a good damn time in there. I'm gonna walk in and
As
drink.
Let's go
you
get some good hooch.
as you open the door, you hear this beautiful melodic voice of this young woman as you see kind of gathered around kind of a center stage. So it's
Twister.
so have you ever seen a 360 stage where it's just like a single podium in the middle? She is in the center of this
Circling around.
in the center tavern, completely circled around. There are tables, and it's not like everybody's like standing right at it, but there are a number of people like standing to listen close, and there are a number of, like, most people in the tavern have their chairs turned, even people at the bar. Like,
Is there a pole on this circle stage?
that's the other stage.
Just
That's the other city that we
Just
And,
checking.
and on
Hannah's in the
there,
mood.
on there, you see a very hairy dwarf, just,
Get it.
and there's just one old elf lady at that stage. No, but you do see, again, Muriel in this kind of center stage, and she's just singing beautifully, and everybody just seems to be like cheering and listening, and she's singing this beautiful elvish song. Obviously, nobody else gets it, but you understand that this is a song of like hope and joy and excitement and things like that.
Oh, McKenna, that's her.
Really?
Yes.
Roll a either insight or performance, but this is to just like gauge the level of her skill level.
I'll do a performance to judge her performance on mine.
Always
How
good
does
to,
she compare to you?
always good-
29.
Always good to judge.
With a
somebody who's
29
not-
comparison, you can tell that. So you've had more training just by virtue of the fact of being
She's a
your
natural
mother's son.
born prodigy.
She has a genuine, like a very real genuine talent. Like if she had even just a little bit of guidance, she'd probably, be a more famous singer.
I can't take her now. I don't want her to be more famous than me.
Oh, boy, that
Yeah, that's what
didn't-
we don't want either. We don't want that either.
It's not how I pictured this conversation going.
You see a middle-aged elf, probably mid-40s, at the bar. He just kind of like waves over to you guys who are standing in the doorway.
I'll walk
We'll
over.
approach him.
Go for a drink.
Is it the bartender or is it just dude or bar?
No, it's the bartender.
Okay,
It's
yes.
just a dude. Hey, come here.
That's how
Sup, hot
video
stuff.
games work. You
Sup,
just
hot
walk
stuff.
in and somebody has a triangle over there. I don't know.
Quest.
Whiskey neat, please.
Wonderful.
Make
Same
it 2,
thing.
3.
All right.
I'm good.
Good.
Make it 4.
4. All right. We're thinking the well, top shelf.
Top
Would you like-
Tonight's on me, kids. Top shelf.
The toppest shelf.
What have you guys
Biggest
done with those
flashbacks.
pendants?
Huh?
What have you guys done with those pendants?
I have
Stick
it
'em-
on. I
you
have
put
I
it
would
on?
assume, yeah.
Put it on?
Soon, yeah.
You see that he's asking you, and he notices the pendant. He goes, "Oh, please no. do not worry. And you see that he goes into the back. He comes back with a box that he has a small little tiny key. Opens. He pulls out this rather lavish bottle. He goes, for the Queen's guests.
I'll give him 10 gold.
Oh, and you see that he, like, you go to pull it out. He literally, like,
Refuse.
it is my honor. Please.
Rude, Yenna.
Please, enjoy it.
It's
It is...
Cheers.
I
Pour
take her
yourself one,
gold.
Lisa.
Don't give
I am
me your gold,
unworthy
give
of
me
the
your
drink.
gold.
I appreciate it.
Nonsense.
I truly... This is from the 4th age. It is a very old bottle. It is very well aged. Please, enjoy it.
I don't think I can.
And you see that he
drink
pours
this.
you... He doesn't pour you, like, huge... he pours you, like, shots. He's like,
And you're supposed to sip on it.
yes, please, enjoy it. Let it...
I think before he could say
I
that,
know what's the
Rhea
deal with
goes.
these.
You,
Like
you
a
shoot
shooter.
it.
Means we're guests.
You shoot it and
Thank you, Seal.
it goes down so smooth. It's like essentially like drinking water. That's how smooth it is. Just goes right down, no burn, nothing. But there's so much rich flavor to it.
My mother worked for the family for hundreds of years. And
I was just like,
It's
oh, you're
delicious.
staying
I'm used
here.
to
Here's
my-
a pendant to let you know you're a visitor.
No, this is a much bigger deal. I don't even think I had one of these when I first came.
These pendants are a big deal.
Let's not abuse it. Let's not abuse it.
Well, obviously.
Tomorrow.
You shoot it.
I don't shoot the whole thing. I sip it. I'm cultured like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Plus,
think
I'm
I
afraid
would
it'll kill
be.
me.
So I would have tried to take it all as a shot. Because if I'm pouring a shot, I'm like, oh,
Cha
I
cha.
know what this is.
hey.
Elm's sipping it like he sips his tea.
I wanted to be
No,
honest,
typically
sitting
you
right
want to
by
get it over with.
You're sitting
All
right by
right.
Luke.
This one's okay.
Gotcha.
ready to smack him if he says anything.
You guys are sitting down, but as I said, most of the attention's on Muriel.
She's
For once, not on us.
Amazing.
May I have another?
She's
If she
okay.
actually had teaching, she'd
course.
be almost as good as me.
You see that he's pouring.
mother
He's
sang me a
like
song very
every time he
similar.
pours it,
She
he's
wasn't
happy. He
nearly as
offers it to you. Roll perception real quick. What's your passive?
14.
I would love to hear
Roll
it
passive
sometime.
perception.
How did you meet her?
16
She
on
was
the
singing in the
dice.
bookshop.
In a bookstore?
Well, they
Plus
had
4, 20.
books about
With a
music,
dirty
and she
20,
was
you notice that
reading and
as he
singing,
pour
I
it,
guess.
as he
That makes
kind of
sense.
nods and stuff,
I was
as he
drawn to
turns,
it.
he looks at, like,
see
he
why.
does a check on the bottle, like, okay, how much is left? And you just pick that up.
Yeah. I just want one more.
He already poured. Oh, a third one?
No, just
Okay.
I want the whole bottle.
For the queen.
No. I'm
This
going
is when
to
Elm
sit at a
becomes an
table.
alcoholic.
I'm going to find a table and enjoy the performance.
Okay.
Same. I'll sit with him. It reminds me of songs my mother poorly sang to me.
Okay.
5 of you find a table. It's a little further back, but not too far. Enjoy. She sings for hours. You notice that halfway through that first song, she makes eye contact with you. As she's not only is her music talent very good, she's also a good performer. She knows how to address the entire crowd, how to engage with everybody in the crowd and stuff like that. You see that there are lots of, especially they're like young elves who like, you know,
Suitors.
yeah, who do like lay down flowers on the thing.
Competition.
Yenna, you realize that for them it's less like, yeah, baby. It's more like you're so beautiful, you're so like it's less of a come on and more of a like recognition.
A respect thing, yeah.
Can I seek out somebody that may be selling these?
Yeah.
Buy one. And I'm going to loot. Take this up there. Set it on stage.
I take it up there and I set it on the stage.
Shouldn't he get like a whole dozen?
You got to try and work your way through the crowd. It's not difficult. It takes you a moment, but there are a couple of elves who are kind of like looking at you. You notice that most of them look at you and like pause because it's like, oh, hey, Auntie, interesting.
Oh, a snake man.
You know, like, you're in the book. But you do eventually make your way to the front stage, and where most of these roses have been laid around, and they're not like typical red roses. The stem itself is like this dark purple. It almost has a little bit of a speckle to it, a natural flake that you notice does come off. It's not like glitter, where glitter feels cheap, that sensation where it's irritation. It feels more like snowflake, like the way the snowflake glistens on your finger.
Okay.
And the actual rose itself, you notice changes with the light. It does have a little bit of an iridescent quality to it. And unlike everybody else, you go to set it down, she actually grabs it, but she just grabs the tip of your fingers and she lingers there for a minute and grabs it. And she goes and sniffs, and you see that she smiles at you as she's continuing the performance and everything and continuing to perform.
I
But-
blush completely.
You just
You guys
Skin
see
falls
his
off.
skin? Yeah. He just peels like a pretzel.
Instead of the anime like bloody nose, like he just starts shedding
he just molts.
violently. He just molts.
Oh, jeez.
Take a step forward, the whole like falls off.
If you guys stay for the whole performance, it does last for probably another hour or so. So at this point,
I don't know about them.
is there
Stay.
unless
He
there
wants to stay.
unless there's any RP that you guys want to get during this? The
Do you stay up at the stage?
No, I'll return once I
the
drop the
the
flower.
performance finishes. I will say, as just point of interest, all of you notice, even as long as none of you have a sub 10 passive perception, all of you notice that as Muriel turns around, she makes a point to. She looks at everybody, but she makes a point to make eye contact with Lute. And performance, everybody applauds and stuff, and everybody, as she comes down, you see that people like help her step down and stuff, and they just like they shake her hand, they tell her how wonderful she is, and all of this is in Elvish, so only Yenna understands.
Why did you come back here?
Was I supposed to stay up
Could
there?
have been you helping her down the stairs, man.
I'm not like one of these peons that.
You're all back. So
Hello.
wonderful. I'm so very excited.
That was an amazing performance.
Thank you. I've been practicing for quite a while, and it's nice to be recognized. You must be their friend.
This is Yana.
Hello.
Muriel. Pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
So, how was the estate? Was it everything that the city says it is?
More.
Really?
Yes, it was quite luxurious.
I can only imagine. One day.
Hopefully not. I mean,
What?
Huh?
Hopefully not one day?
oh, are you hoping to be like buried there?
No, the estate, not the.
The guest. The guest quarters.
Oh.
No.
These are all guiding me. one
I
day.
mean that would be
I-
lovely. That'd be lovely, but I'm just a performer. I doubt I'd find my place there.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just.
Yeah. You see that she kind of picks up the phone and then like immediately looks at you and is like, anyway, so where are you headed? Are you able to go to? Are you able to drop me off on your way?
We have an
you think?
urgent request from the queen, and we have a mission that we have to partake in.
And you see that she like you say that, and she kind of finally like the pendants catch her eye. She's like, oh, I realized that you were important, but honored guest of the queen. I'm humbled.
Unfortunately, dear, not under the best of circumstances, but
But once we are done with our partaking with the queen, I will be more than happy to take you there.
Wonderful. I'll be here. I'll come back here every night, and
I'll
when
be able
you-
to get a hold of you, don't worry. I have magical means.
Oh, magic.
Well,
Okay, wonderful. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show.
you have a beautiful raw talent that is unmatched. I have never heard anybody sing as beautiful as you.
Persuasion or deception? Don't tell me what.
It makes eye contact.
30-30.
Sorry.
You see, she blushes. She goes, "Please, no. I'm just a singer."
Oh, just the singer. You're putting it too modest.
She blushes. Well, we could have... You see, she's like... She goes, I'm going to get a drink. As she gets up and walks to the bar.
I didn't notice it. I don't know.
You're a really handsome young boy.
Snake.
So I'm sure she's just nervous talking to you.
Very much so.
I didn't catch that at all. What are you talking about? I thought we were doing swimmingly.
No, I said you're handsome, so
Thank
she
you.
must be nervous.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
You're also a very talented artist.
The elm's right there.
You're a child!
I'm sorry, Elm. I must have been putting it on too thick.
No, it's okay. You are very talented. And very
Thank
good
you.
looking.
I'm trying to grow your self-confidence, but obviously you don't need any help with that.
She comes back with the drink. What are we talking about?
What is that queen's drink again?
How good the drinks are here.
Wonderful. I've always loved the Silver Spoon.
It is a quaint little tavern. I do like it.
Not at all like its namesake. Salt of the earth people here. I love it. It's one of my favorite things about the city. Nobody is pretentious or stand on airs. It's just people trying to get along with life. I
Which is
find that
odd.
beautiful.
Sorry, the elfin interactions that I've had in the past don't really paint salt of the earth people.
I think
It's a pleasant surprise.
I'm glad to see that you're surprised. It's good to hear that it's not more of what you expected. Well, how about a game? Unless you're busy, you're not going right away,
I pull
are
out
you?
my cards. A game?
Yes, I don't know how to play. You'll have to show me. But you see that she pulls out kind of a coin purse. It's fairly modest, but it's well designed and crafted and stuff. You can tell that Muriel doesn't have a lot, but what she does have, she cares a lot and will embellish and embroider and do a lot of DIY kind of things.
Yeah.
I have a little bit that I'd be willing to wager.
What kind of game were you thinking of?
You brought out cards. I thought I would, any game really. I just nice to be around people who speak common and are friendly.
I imagine you don't find that too much around here. People who speak.
It's a lot of Elvish. Don't get me wrong, but not many people from Central Thera.
I start dealing. Who's in?
Deal me in.
Okay.
I'm watching.
How does this work?
Anna?
No, thank you, dear. Not in the
No?
mood.
Well, what are we playing?
I don't know how to play, so you tell me.
Dealer's choice.
Make up a game and all of the rules right now.
Off the top of
I
your
just picture
head.
Ryan in a 3-card Monte.
I was thinking, the
Go fish. No, I'm just kidding.
what is it? We played a card game before.
Played a dice game.
A dice game.
And you have cards.
We've played card games on the ship, but we've never actually played the card game.
No, you're right.
I'll play whatever. I'm just.
Well, if you know this, I take out a little bag of dice.
Yeah, I don't know how to play, but I'm happy to learn.
I love shooting craps. No.
This might be simpler.
She goes, "Fuck, not a 7." Okay, yeah, whatever you think.
DM, what's the rules of the dice game?
Do you want to do a full dice game?
We don't have to.
It's up to you.
Typically, it's you can roll 2d6, 7 or 12. That's the game that I know.
So the game that I know is we'll roll 3 dice. And you roll them individually. You don't want to show what the dice is, though. So the first dice is a d4. If you roll 4, you get to roll it again. You get to roll another 4, you get to roll again. You keep going until you roll not a 4. Okay? If you roll like a 3, 1 through a 3, you keep that point. You keep that, and then that's a round of betting. So that's the first die. You say, okay, I'll put in a gold. Then you roll your d6. And then same thing. If you roll a 6, you get to keep re-rolling 6s. But if it's anything other than that, that's the point for that. Another round of betting. And then you roll a d8. And then same thing. And then after that, one last round of betting. And then you see who has the highest number.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
Do you add, like, if you roll a 6 and then you roll another 6, is it 12 or is it
Yeah.
just...
So you keep adding. So
yeah.
it's just you add all of the dice that you've rolled.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Exciting. You explain the rules to her.
Yeah.
So it's a D4, a D6.
You start with round 1.
You start with round 1. So so everybody's playing. You just roll a d4. Keep that number to yourself. You can like keep it behind your hands or whatever.
She's got a good poker face.
There's my number, Yenna, so I'm not cheating.
We roll all of them?
All right. No, you just roll the
Okay.
d4s.
Okay. Got it.
All right. You see, not to start too rich, but she puts the silver on the table.
I call.
I match.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now,
I toss a
now
platinum in to make it interesting.
Ooh.
Ooh, hi. That's a lot of money. Okay, the 6 now, right?
Yep.
Can make
Okay.
me nervous a little bit.
Yeah, you see that for sure. Passive insight over 10. Yeah, she got nervous by platinum. Okay. All right. To me again? Okay. Roll insights.
10.
Nat 1.
That one for 3.
23.
I'm just in my element.
You
playing
said you got
dice.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the three of you, you see her, she's just kind of like, seems like she's thinking like, oh man, how much do I put in? You gauge like, oh, they got money. So she's like, you see her like doing a head calculus of like, if I risk that much, I could get there a lot sooner. But like, you see her, it's more trepidation than calculation. All right. You see, she'll go 2 gold.
I match.
I'll match.
Match.
Okay. Now this one, right? That looks like a diamond.
Yes.
Okay. Big diamond. Big diamond. Okay. Right.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think she can with these. Not anymore.
She puts.
Take a dice
She.
out of my
You see her
ribcage.
like putting
Load it.
2 gold pieces on, and then she's like looking to you. Roll one more insight, Loot.
13.
Even with a 13, you get the sensation she's looking at you like, is this right? Should I put this much, or is this too much?
Yeah. Do it. Go big or go home.
And she puts it in.
And then I'll match the bid.
I'll match.
How much was it that she put it back?
It's like 5 now. Or
She put in
something.
2 gold. So she put in 2 gold, 2
2
gold,
gold,
and 1 silver.
Silver.
And then
I match.
Zari put in a platinum.
Show off.
And
Just
now,
sweeten the deal.
Who are you betting on?
No.
Just the pot?
It's just fun.
now, we say how much we got, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I don't want to go first. You go first.
23.
Your turn.
15.
38.
You see, you all see like her heart sink, and she's like, "I got 25." Good.
That was good.
Yeah. Good.
It's all luck.
Yeah. Good game.
38.
Yes.
How did you do that?
I don't know. I guess I got lucky. You can roll an insight if you'd like.
Insight check.
Yenazari, roll insights.
I don't even need to. I'm gonna elbow him in the
Fucking
ribs.
lying.
20...
Please
21.
be
I think you're more distracted, like 30. You're trying to do the math in your head, like, how do you get a 38? You would have had to roll.
I'm like thinking back. I'm like,
I didn't even think
I
you
didn't
rolled that
see
much.
him roll that many times.
Yenna,
21.
I think with your wisdom and life experience, you see a person who just lost a ton of money that they've worked very hard to get. And like the excitement of the game was immediately like lost and diminished.
Elma's gonna kick Loot in the leg from under the table.
I elbow him in the ribs at the exact same time.
So he's just BAM!
You read that dice wrong.
No, I didn't.
You got all ones, Loot.
I don't think I did.
A good game.
I think you meant to say 18.
Good
No,
game.
I don't think so.
That's all right. Hey, an honest game is an honest game.
I'm pretty sure I counted correctly and I got 38. It could have been 37. So I could have been one off.
Come on,
Could have
don't-
been 39. too.
Don't be sore losers. It's fine. It's fine. Play again, or
I lean
maybe
over
I'll
to
sit
Elm.
this one out.
I lean over to Elm and I pass him the money that she lost, and I'm like, put it in her bag.
She has her like back in her hand.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
he's the stealthy one, so if
No,
anyone
no.
slip it in there.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, right? Yeah.
Would you like to play again?
Sure.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm excited to watch.
I'm gonna get up and walk the place.
Sure.
I want to look for. I don't want to interrupt the game, but I want to look for somebody that might be able to give some guidance. Somebody looks well traveled around here. Somebody looks like they've been places.
Most of the people in here.
So I'm gonna
I'll start by
approach
putting
somebody at
down
the
a
bar and
gold.
ask them about the shrine if they've ever been.
2 gold.
Which shrine? You notice, and you got from the understanding of before. I think
Kinda
before
hidden,
it's
secret.
it's more of a sacred place, like something that's not, because they don't want a ton of people like going and seeing it, so it's not something that would be like commonly spoken about.
I'll take that back.
That being said, she did give you like the direction.
Yeah,
She
okay.
told you how to get there.
You can ask about the forest.
Big money.
Yeah. Yes. Just general questions about the
If
forest.
you want, we
Nope.
can just roll them
Nope.
all.
Nope.
Okay.
and
Just no.
say what we did at the end.
Play your fucking dice then.
Yep.
want to just
No.
play.
She what kind of question, I mean, we can RP it if you want. I mean, what questions
just
do you want?
general
12.
what to look out for traveling
Hey, guys, I
further
lost
east.
this one.
It's a lot of the same stuff that you had heard
No,
before,
mostly.
you know, that it's
Anything new? Anything?
I was
out of
about to
the
say
ordinary.
2, like, oof.
I
Been
think,
going
yeah, with
on.
that question, I think
rolled
you
like
don't
4
just ask
dice,
one
though.
person.
How'd
I
you
think you
get
ask
3?
a lot of people, like, oh, anything strange when you were hunting or anything like that.
Yeah.
There's a younger couple,
12.
probably about early 20s, maybe late teens, elven years and stuff.
I gotta take money out of my bag.
How much did
You know,
put
we
in?
were traveling to the east
Okay,
and
yeah.
stuff,
So
and
you can add
know, they say
15
don't
yours
go
or
into
whatever.
Yeah.
the emerald swamp, that it's dangerous and all of that, and hags might get you and whatnot. But it was strange. We were rearing this part in the forest, and there was, how would you describe it? He goes, it was kind of like a viscous material on most of the plant's life. We found a creature, and it was odd. It had kind of like sucker marks on its face, different places, and it's strange because there's not really lots of octopi around here or anything like that.
Land octopi.
Thank you,
Zari
friend.
whispers
That's
to herself
helpful.
at the table. She heard.
I think they're also speaking in Elvish, and you reiterate and stuff like that. But one thing that, there you go, it must have been some Fae thing. I have to guess, maybe slipped through a portal and escaped and got lost or something like that. But seems odd.
Certainly possible out here, but just about anything is, isn't it?
Well, keep your wits, keep your feet, get home fast.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, right.
In it.
In
In it.
In it.
Hey,
Steve
wanker.
Steve Irwin, is that you?
So shiny.
Crikey.
Crikey.
You just gotta wrestle him down.
Gators. Anything else? Anybody doing anything else?
No, we finished our game of betting.
We did.
You-
I lost.
We're degenerate gamblers.
Just a second or third game, or
Just second.
Just
second
a
game.
second one.
Elm won.
You see that Muriel just kind of looks at you and says, "Well, I have to get heading home, but like I said, I'll be here every night performing. If or you said you just reach
I'll
out.
be in touch, yes.
Very good. Pleasure to meet and play with you all.
Yeah.
Hope to see you again soon.
Yes, I hope so.
I go in for a hug and I'll slip the platinum that Zari gave me into her pocket.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check.
Ooh.
She I think is grabbing her ass.
Oh my
Ooh, I
god.
only got a 13.
She kind of feels your hand like trying to slip in. She goes, no. She kind of takes a step back. Blowing it. Disadvantage.
Yeah, she thinks that Loot just made a grab for her ass.
She's on guard now.
She's on guard.
I was trying to.
I'm on plus 14.
You were.
That's 30.
Hey.
I rolled a 16 and 18.
With a 30, she like goes and she just like gives a bout and she goes to turn and there's a split second where her purse is still like there. I think you just kind of like quickly like drop it in.
Yep. I drop in the 15 gold that I won from these guys, as well as
So I'd say you have enough space to do like 2 coins of any denomination.
I gave you
Two.
2 gold and a silver.
a platinum and a gold.
Okay.
You had a platinum on you?
It's 100 gold, yeah.
10 gold.
We changed it.
Oh, then yes, of course.
10, 10, 10.
We have all the platinum.
The main reason is because it works better with D&D.
Then I would do 2 platinum then.
Okay.
If it wasn't. If it's just 20 gold.
Yeah. She walks up. She leaves.
So now what are we gonna do?
Go to bed.
Is it that late?
It's probably around 7. 7,
I'm
7:30.
old.
I don't know. I've been
You're-
inside for a while.
Dead.
Hey, do you even need sleep?
I don't know if that was rude or not, Elm.
Okay, I want to go and see my cat if you want the real answer. I'm aware that I'm dead.
Tired. Dead tired.
I'm dead
Good
tired.
save.
People start looking over.
You do get it. You do see a number of people like the bars. It's more of like it's less of like a bar and more of like a bar and grill. So there is like space and a stage and stuff like that. But you do see people at the table over just kind of like
Dead on my feet. Tired.
you hear them speaking in Elvish and you pick up. They said dead, right? My common's not that good, but they said dead. Right? And you see it must be a Central Theran expression.
Man, I
Just
love slang.
laugh at myself. Loot,
Yes, sir.
I'm not ready to fucking go to bed tonight. Remember that song you played up on the mountain when you met the Stormbringer?
Yes,
Mind us a fancy.
I will. I will pop up on stage, and I will start playing.
Roll performance.
Dance, dance.
How did
to
that
the
song
dad,
go again?
dad, 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 dad,
Pour some sugar on me.
Living
Classic.
25.
With a 25, you see a number of people like similar fashion, not as many people, but a very similar fashion of people turning and facing and listening to the music. They cheer you when you get to a ending of a verse, and they laugh at the funny bits, and they enjoy it thoroughly.
Scream at the scary
The
bits.
fuck now. Die tomorrow.
And I'm doing my best to keep Yenna entertained.
I'm gonna cheer the rest of us. Thank you all, in all seriousness, for coming here. And what's ahead of us is not gonna be easy. But thank you all. Then I'll down a shot.
You're
Cheers.
here for the not easy bits.
I hold one up and then I scoot it over to Rat.
For point of reference, over the entire time that you were here, do you order normal drinks or do you keep going with the fancy stuff?
I think I'd have gone to normal drinks. drinks after.
No one thinks.
First couple fancy ones.
Honestly, yeah, I can't really tell the difference. So I just go for I prefer the well.
She likes the burn.
I like the burn
Yeah,
because it
I like to
reminds
feel
me.
it.
Yeah.
It reminds me that I'm not quite dead.
I like the feel.
You guys are not charged the entire night. You.
Drinking on the Queen's down.
And I'll just play music till everybody's ready to head back to the airship. Whether I close down the place or not. I'm doing what I love to do.
He's a frustrating little fuck sometimes, isn't he? But
Yeah.
he's good. He's
He
good when
is
he's up there.
17, that's how they work.
Yeah, that's true.
All right,
Huh?
let's go again.
All right, fine.
I got the itch.
Oh shit.
You know it's easy. You just say whatever number you want. You just wait for the other person to say a number and you say a bigger one.
Unless they incite you. No, we can't incite you, but we can incite each other.
I guess that makes sense.
19.
28.
Again.
Give me your money.
Sorry.
Give me your money.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
I know you've lost someone very close to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to open up old wounds, but how are you with that? Now.
24.
19. We just passed the money back
It's-
and forth.
It's been like almost 23 years now. 22 years. It's been a while.
Does that help?
It dulls it a little bit.
Roll perception check. You're walking by and you swear you see Wrath for just a split second, but then you kind of look again. You see somebody that just kind of looks like him.
Oh boy. Happy to hear it, Doles.
It dulls. It doesn't go away.
No, I imagine not. I still think of my mother. That was eons ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna compare your son to a sister, but or twin sister, but
Oh,
I'm
I
sure
imagine
it's-
it's not that different.
it gets easier. Just
Are you good with this? I don't want this to be some mission I'm dragging you all on for my own sense of well-being. I want this to be something bigger.
I mean, yeah. What do you mean? Am I good with this, or like
Yes.
as a group?
You. Personally, I'm talking to you right now.
As much as I would love to get Courage's head and throw it on the doorstep of my parents' house, I can wait.
We'll get you that head. Yenna's a little drunk.
You say that, and Zari's like, Yenna, I have a girlfriend.
It didn't mean from me.
And I am joking, and if you're drunk enough to not realize I'm joking,
It's time for you to go
cut
to
you
bed.
off.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
And then I use 5 points of my lay on hands to get rid of the poison condition on her.
Nice.
So you're no longer drunk.
Yeah, your
Oh.
edge goes away.
You party pooper.
So you can do it again.
Yay!
We're extending the party.
Bartender, can I
Yeah.
You can rally.
get? I can't afford your good bottle, but could I get?
No, if you want it, I'm more than happy to give it to you. No problem.
No.
It's really.
I wanted to
you
get a
you
gift
see,
for-
he gets it. He just slides it over. He just slowly looks at it. Please, I'm happy to.
Insight.
He is not happy to.
That's a nat 1 for 3. I take it.
He's happy to.
Thank you so much.
It is my honor for the queen.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Slowly.
It's not for me. I won't.
Who's it for?
And I nod towards Yana. I wanted to get
Someone special.
That's my mom.
I don't know you.
I don't know you.
No, her her son was part of the honor guard for the queen. He passed.
Oh.
I don't know how to
That's the
deal
one
with
at the temple,
grief,
huh?
but yeah, I typically drink about things.
Let me give you my card.
Good business. I'm sure we'll be back.
Silver spoon. Just remember the name.
I appreciate you.
What's your name?
We do have coins.
What's your name?
My name's Rhea.
Rhea. Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Making connections. Nice to meet you. I look at Zari. See, I can make friends.
You walk back.
That was a business agreement.
You
that
walk
wasn't
back.
a friend.
You walk back. Make insight. You see
you just
you
made
see
a
the bartender
sponsorship deal.
looking at her
23.
with a
Hit him up
23.
for my AA
It
meeting.
looks like he's looking at her ass, but really he's just looking at that box as it's just walking away.
I put it in my little shopping bag with the book.
How much did he pay for it?
I didn't. He willingly gave it to me.
He longingly watched it walk away from him.
You
Probably
look back.
because
You
he
look
felt-
back.
No, he was really happy to give it to me.
No, you see him. He's actually working. You do look back and you see he's like working harder. He's like, "Oh, doubles. Yes, of course. It's very good today."
I tried to give him money. He wasn't having it.
He has to say no.
Or what? The queen is gonna off with your head?
We don't know that.
We don't.
But it's out of respect that he has to say no.
So I should have declined? I can't do business here?
Probably should have pushed a little harder to give him money.
Okay, fine. I walk over. Do you want my money?
No, of course. Did I see you? No, I am, of course. No, please. You are a guest of the city and of the queen. I'm more than
I
happy.
putting you out?
Do you want? No. What can I get you? Is there anything that? What? You see, there's a little bit of like anxious panic of he's like, how did I offend her? I just gave her so much. What more does she want? She goes, I'm more. No. What else would you like? Anything.
I'm
You
not
see, he's
poor.
looking around and he hands you like this really nice crystal glass. He's like, please take it. It goes wonderfully with the glass. It's fine. No, really, it's please.
I'm not taking
it's okay.
your glass!
What? No, it's good. I swear. Look,
I'm not poor.
I don't think you are. It's fine. Please, please. It is my honor. To serve you and to be of service. Please. Please. It's okay. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. I take the glass. I gotta go.
You see that as she comes to the table and like sets down the glass multiplies. Are all of you still sitting at the table except for Lute who's performing? It multiplies to 4 glasses.
Oh God! Whoa. I really gotta go, guys. I tried to carry.
As you go to pick them up, they all mold back into a single glass.
Oh, sick.
You're not. Are you stealing?
No.
What?
Yenna,
Um.
look me in my eyes.
After a few moments,
Insight check.
a waitress comes up. Is there anything that I can get you? I'm happy to serve. We have wonderful ales,
okay.
wines. Are you
We
sure?
have everything that we could ever want.
Okay, thank you.
so
Please,
much.
Please, just remember, we are happy to serve you.
Absolutely.
This is getting a little scary.
We gotta leave.
We gotta
That's
get out of here.
we gotta go.
We're gonna end up
How
with
about,
the
how
whole
about this?
tavern.
We just set it on the bar and walk out really fast.
Set the glass.
You could leave it on the table.
And-
No, I
and
think
the
he
box.
might kill himself if I do that.
I don't.
He's gonna take offense to it. I'm
Dishonor.
offending him.
Okay.
What if we left money on the table?
I don't know. I think he's gonna take offense to that too.
An anonymous
How about we
tip?
just
Yes.
give them
A
give
tip?
them what we want, or give
What
them
if I
they
give him
want to
this
take,
pin?
and then
Can't
we
do
never have
that.
to come back here. We can just take
We're
what
never
they're
coming back to
giving
this
us,
tavern.
and we can just say thank
Just
you,
honor
and that's all
that?
they need. That's all they need. We can
Okay.
just go.
I'm up playing on the stairs, on the stage, none the wiser to this.
Roll insight.
It's creating a ruckus.
I'm not meaning
Dirty
to.
20.
With a dirty
was going
20,
with
you
honest
see your
money.
friends are like she comes over this class. They're talking. They're having conversation, and it's not like, oh no, something is in trouble, but it is definitely like there's something going on there. And you look back at the tavern keeper who like sends over that waitress. You see her. She comes back, and he's like, he's like intently listening. He's like, just good, like. And I think you catch just like, were they happy and stuff, and then you just see that she goes and she's doing her work, but like he's working really hard, but he's also like making sure to look back at the table.
Luke's like, is Rhea stealing something again?
I kind of like for a minute looked like I was like bundling something up, and then I set it back down.
You set it back down on the table?
Yeah.
But it's in the 4 glasses.
That is a neat party trick.
I've had too much to drink.
You see an elven gentleman, I would say probably mid to late 30s, comes up and he sits in an elvish. He goes, hello?
Just starts fucking laughing.
Jovial, I like that. Has anybody ever told you your eyes, they make the stars envious?
I start playing a more lovey-dovey song. It starts getting slower.
What's your name,
My
sir?
name? Elidoth.
Elidoth.
Would you honor me with yours?
Ha.
Ha? Never heard that before.
Name's Sienna.
Hannah.
And you could not have worse timing, friend. I apologize.
It's fine. I'm an elf. I can wait.
Please.
He slides over like this beautiful embellished. It's a coin, but it's not like gold or platinum or anything. It's just like an engraved coin and stuff like that. He just slides it over to you. Anytime.
What is that for?
It's my mark. I'm a craftsperson.
Craftsman. Yeah. It's fine word.
You're finer.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to remember that one.
Okay.
I'll give you some time. I'm right over there.
Fair enough.
You see he walks back to a table with 2 other elves who are like, you fucking idiot. The other one goes, oh, you went with the craftsman line again. Great. Yeah, smooth, kid.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
I mean,
Not
You see
not the time.
grieve different.
there is a young Haragon woman. Probably early to mid 20s. Ears are kind of put back. Long,
Lola
floppy.
Bunny.
Zootopia.
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny.
I've seen Space Jam.
Want to play some basketball? I just won a big tournament with Michael Jordan. Need something to
shit.
celebrate the win.
Aliens in
we
space.
need some fucking aliens in space.
Fucking gif.
The Haragon woman comes up to you. She saunters over to you. I mean, it is a full show and kit and caboodle, and she kind of starts speaking to you in Sylvan.
I start translator.
Are you actually translating? What's she saying? Because now it's my sister saying it to me.
That's weird.
And how much do you actually
If
translate?
she's getting gross, I'm not saying it.
It's all gross.
Nah.
It starts with, hello, I wish you were a carrot. And then it just goes on from there.
You don't want to know what she's saying.
And she just like grazes your cheek slowly. And she goes. And she just does a little bunny tail wiggle.
I look at
say
you.
Sylvan and I say his girlfriend's crazy. I wouldn't.
And I look at her.
She looks at you. She's a pale bitch. I can take her.
Listen, you probably could,
She's
but-
like 3 feet. She's super short.
I don't care. I'd fucking punt her.
I do say you probably could, but I wouldn't try it.
She looks at you. for context, she's wearing like a really skimpy cocktail waitress kind of dress. She also just is scratching records.
This is hilarious.
In uncommon. Or in
Uncommon.
Thieves can't. Sorry. See, the moose didn't work out.
She looks at you and she looks at you. She goes. And
I stopped
she
Did you just say what I thought you said?
I don't know. I don't speak.
I don't think Steve can't, but I'm pretty sure I heard moose.
she looks at you. And she goes, "Are they talking about me?"
That was a scheme.
I don't think so.
What was the scheme?
No.
The moose lady.
It
We
could
weren't
be.
gonna fuck
It could
her.
be, but I'm not sure.
Elm's like, oh.
I don't speak.
Oh, we weren't?
What are they
Okay, yeah,
speaking?
But hear me out. This one, I want to.
Oh, you're attracted to
You
her?
see that she walks over and she puts her hand on your chest and she kind of looks.
No.
Hey.
No, it's fine. Why don't you go home with the rabbits?
I don't want to.
Oh, this is.
She
this
starts.
is
She
fun.
starts taking her.
I have an
She
airship
has.
to go
She
to.
has a rabbit foot, and she takes her long, like bottom appendage of a rabbit foot and starts like grazing your ankle.
All right, now I'm a little uncomfortable.
She's trying to start a litter.
She turns to you and goes, "It's the strongest man I've ever seen."
I storm
Bail,
out.
bail,
And
bail.
I
she
storm
turns to you and she
out.
goes,
I'm gone.
"I've never had
I
a
follow
human
Rhea.
before."
I follow Rhea.
I gotta cool
And I go,
off outside.
I go, I'm sorry.
As you go, she pinches your ass.
I like turn around and just like,
She goes,
and I run.
Eep.
I'll tell her before I leave. Trust me, once you go human, you never go back. And I'll walk out.
she goes, "I must have him." She goes back to the bar. You do notice that she goes back to the bar, but she just does kind of like see and like look at them until they leave eyesight, and then just like, drats.
Should
You're
we
following me.
get loot?
Yeah.
Hey, Lou, let's go
But
back
I
to the
offended
ship.
you, and
Let
I'm
it go,
sorry.
Luke.
Oh, why? Why are we leaving so fast?
It's late.
The crew called us.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There you go. We got there.
I guess we should keep going then. Where's Elm and Rhea?
They're having a talk outside.
Oh, okay.
I'll take the craftsman's coin off the table,
Yeah.
and I'll just give him a wink and put it in my pocket and log out.
What was that about?
And I just start laughing again.
Why is everybody in Eastern Thera so horny?
They're so thirsty.
It's unnerving.
What if
honestly.
the corruption is an STD and they're trying to spread it? That's why they're all trying to bang us.
That's alarming.
And then it's a hive mind.
My, that escalated.
That's like it wasn't, but now it is.
My, that escalated
Writing
quickly.
frankly.
No, I just go to scratch some guessed it too fast.
Anyway, thanks for joining the stream.
Anyway, join the stream after dark. No, we still got 18 minutes.
Yeah. It's time.
You guys are you storm off to the ship, slam the door behind you, anything? Because right now I'm just imagining the Key and Peele sketch. Megan, she just keeps walking. She's like, Megan, stop, please! I didn't mean anything.
Yeah, that's.
I'll show you that skit after.
I'm walking. I'm following you.
It's
I'm
fast as
sorry.
fuck, boy. You can catch up.
Yeah, very, very fast as fuck, boy.
If
And I'm
you,
quiet, you
If
can't
you
even-
don't want to be exclusive, we don't. I mean, we're nothing, right?
What? Whoa! I thought. Hold on, pause. Luke started playing the music.
Get your cards. Get your cards.
Whose fault? It was the music.
Luke started playing the
It
music.
went right to my head. Okay.
And
It's always the
I thought, I guess I picked up the wrong,
It's not.
I picked up the wrong vibe
look,
with
I'm just
the
a
with the
boy.
moose lady. I've been having a couple drinks. I thought that, I don't know. I thought you were like,
I thought you were cool.
Oh.
No, I thought you were cool.
Wait. Can we roll that back so everybody can hear?
I thought you were like wanting multiple, 3 people in a time.
No.
God, this is on par with.
Oh,
You
my
and
bad.
Nana.
Hey, I'm stupid, man. What do you want from me?
What do you want?
I want you.
And a rabbit.
I don't want the rabbit.
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids.
She saunters over to loot. They're for kids.
You're ruining our relationship, Matt.
I'm stumbling with my arm around Zari, just dying
you-
laughing. Like, I've never felt closer to you ever. This is so much fun.
The night that Yenna got loose.
We can have each other in grief. That's fine. And after. Everything that comes after. Although,
You could yell at me, it's fine.
reminder, poetry exists.
I don't want to yell at you. It's just you wanted to go home with that lady.
With you.
I don't want anyone else.
I don't want anyone else either.
So
I'm
I
just looking at Matt's face, and he's like crying.
And you? That is the best line I've ever. How could that not work? You wanted to go home with her. And you?
you were gonna be
You
there.
were a part of the team, baby. It's Lola Bunny. Come on.
Come on and
She
jam.
played with
Come on
my
and just slam down.
I think Rhea, like,
Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's a great first episode.
there's a look where she's like, you just don't fucking get it. And she flies off.
She flies up. You can't keep up with her
You
anymore.
can't catch me.
No, I think you guys round the corner as
No.
Elm is just left there on the corner, and you see Raya is very clearly going back to the skyport. She's just jumping over buildings to do it.
I'm just gonna start head down, defeated, walking to the airship.
The Charlie Brown sound music.
Replaying the conversation in your head. Where did I go
Where
wrong?
did I go wrong? I said and her. How could I?
So I'm totally oblivious. Like, what's going on with them?
Hold on. What's this, Loot? Hey, Elm.
I don't get it.
How does Elm react?
I don't get it.
I'm just continued walking, and I'm just like this.
I did see that rabbit lady walk up and talk to them. What's it? What's going
Yeah, the rabbit's legs move fast. That's what that is. You gotta explain the joke. I guess it's not funny.
Ha!
No,
Elm
it's
rabbit's legs move fast.
The perfect 17-year-old RP ever. Clearly doesn't understand what's going on, but wants to be a part. You finally land at the... It takes you probably 10 minutes, even flying, to get back from where you were. You land on the ship. Captain Uther greets you at the... As you... He's just... You see that he's kind of sitting on the deck, and he's facing the other way of the port, and he hears you land, and he turns, and you notice that he was looking at the beautiful water behind the city and stuff, and just kind of admiring it. And it is a beautiful sight. It really is like, think of like a New York skyline kind of effect, that beautiful city skylight. And you're just kind of, you see that he's actually got a little like cigar, like a little cigaro, and he's just going.
Men suck.
Amen.
You know what?
He
Not
just
even
goes.
men.
He literally just does like.
Love sucks.
Love bites.
What's love got to do?
You see that he sets down his thing, and he sets down a little.
Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
And it goes on for about 20 or 30 minutes. Roll insight to see if you can try and garner. And if you want to do the whole spiel, I will do the whole spiel.
Oh, that was good. Dirty 20. I just want highlights.
Something you're like, this cup. You're like, what? Yeah, you always have like, oh, your wife gave you the cup. Oh, she died. Oh, you had it enchanted so it couldn't break. Oh, you had it enchanted again so it'd always come back to you. Oh, that's sweet and stuff. Love does exist. That makes sense.
But his cup never had a
as he's finishing he's finishing that, you don't see, but you hear. I think you four see Raya and Captain Uther just kind of sitting on the side of the ship, looking over the railing, and you guys are walking
Before
on
you
board.
see us, you hear me and Yenna just laughing.
At that, I hop off. Good talk. And I try to get to Yenna's room before she does, so I can put the gifts that I got her on the bed.
Locked.
I can pick it.
What?
As you guys come on board, he looks at you. He looks at you. You're stood.
I'm gonna head down.
Trouble with Lisa. It's great when you settle down, but until that, woo.
He really needs a lucky rabbit's foot.
I'll say. This is.
Start giggling.
Thieves can't.
You see, he kind of looks at you guys. He goes, "You trying to fuck a rabbit?"
Even I got
It's the more we drink, the better we understand him.
Elvis, and he just walks away. Charlie Brown.
And a moose.
Don't worry, they'll come and do the whole for you.
And a
They'll fight
moose.
you.
It wasn't just a rabbit, it was a moose.
Yeah, I thought that one was weird.
I draw the line at the moose.
Eastern There's particular game. I'm just saying, like, there have been people that always want to fuck it. All of them.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They like to multiply, don't they? The Heron Gun? Big families.
They like to fuck.
It's like
Oh, we have
magic.
some-
I can understand him.
I start going through Yenna's bag because
It's
you
gotta
have
get
the
blackout
thing for the
drunk.
ship, and I give it to Uther.
Oh yeah, good thinking.
It's for the ship. It's for us. Near the...
You know what it is.
It's very good. That's all I know.
It means we don't have to pay while we're here. So
Oh, nice.
that's some good shit. You guys can live in large. Yeah. Oh, hey, you get them open too.
I can understand you. It's a miracle.
Further.
I cannot believe it.
I think you got cured and then got re-drunk.
Yes.
You did.
I told her to.
Could you do the thing where I don't feel like in the morning again?
Yeah.
Oh,
He says, don't do it.
nah, fuck you with her. I can understand you now.
Too nice tonight, huh? He pulls out his horn.
No, time to go to bed.
Don't push me.
They're gonna work you away. I'm the bear. Watch out.
I'm losing it. She cured me already.
I have it. She's just losing it. Anyway.
Don't do it. It'll be funnier. Hey,
Hey.
handsome snake man.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Pretty little lady came by to see you.
Wasn't she?
Yeah.
I think she's swooning over me.
You okay?
That's what Elm's doing.
Oh.
Definitely doing better than Elle.
Aren't we all?
Don't fuck rabbits. Talk about STD. Ooh. You see, yeah, I gotta tell everybody. I know you want to talk about something.
No, let's go. I want to hear you tell everybody.
You see, he goes, and as you guys are walking down, I think you guys are heading back to your rooms, safe to assume. As he's walking down, Shift Tilnak comes up, the Thread Queen. You guys are like, you see them make eye contact. You see the whole body of Chef just like just starts shaking, and you see he moves faster. He already moves quick like a bug. Mm-hmm. He moves extra fast. You hear, what? You trying to fuck a rabbit? Don't you know that they have notorious for STDs? All of you hear that.
You just hear a just bam, bam, bam as Elm slams his head against the wall.
Are you in your room?
Yes.
No. You're there, and your Gizmo comes up.
Gizmo, your dad's fucking stupid. And does not know how to read the room at all.
As you're like talking, he's a tiny squirrel, so he just like starts playing with your lip and like starts like putting nuts in there.
Thank you. Thank you for putting your nuts in my mouth. I appreciate it.
You get to what demeanor are you in when you get to your room? Assuming you go back to your room, because you go to Yenna's. Yenna, where's the door locked?
Yeah, I'd imagine I would have locked the door, but...
Do you try to pick it, or you just leave it out front?
Oh, I picked the lock. I didn't pick it.
You gotta roll for it.
I know.
No, you just do it.
Yeah, it
You just do it. It's a moderate DC.
It is Dex.
Yeah.
If I use the crystal set.
Unbreakable. Or no, not the crystal one. You had a gold set, a crystal set, and then there was a third one. Adamantine set.
Adamantine.
The adamantine, is unbreakable.
Okay, I use that. 17.
You're able to pick it. It's difficult. It takes you a little bit. It takes you, probably 3 or 4 minutes longer than it normally would. Mm-hmm. But you were able to get it.
I want to set the book that I got her, the box with the expensive whiskey, and the crystal glass on her, nightstand. Mm-hmm. And then, am I able to, relock the door?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then,
no reroll needed. Go back to your room?
Yes.
As you go into your room, what's your demeanor?
I think just tired.
Tired? A little upset?
A little upset.
Angry or sad?
I was going to say, why does it have to be one or the other?
I feel
It doesn't have to be, but
Rhea,
what's the predominant?
Rhea's muttering to herself, replaying the conversation. Did I read that wrong? Am I in the wrong here? After the conversation I had with the bartender, am I
Should
just...
I let my boyfriend sleep with that other lady?
Nimbus jumps from her perch. She kind of glides over with her wings and kind of lands on your shoulder. The same way that an adult cat doesn't really fit on a person's shoulder. She just kind of just starts rubbing against your cheek and stuff, and she will give you those sandpaper kisses and stuff. And then it's probably about what do you do next? Let me ask you that.
Get ready for bed.
You start getting ready for bed and stuff, and then you hear, "Try to fuck a rabbit!" from Shrike. You're starting to hear that low thud. And every time that low thud goes, you see Nimbus go.
Did he bring the rabbit back to the shop?
You see Nimbus is fully arched back and everything.
Oh my god. Rhea takes a pillow, puts it over her face, and screams.
It's like a Seinfeld episode.
I think that's a pretty good spot to end it, guys.
Yeah,
unless anybody...
God damn it!
You got anything?
I write a little note.
Oh, God.
No, I did
Slide
say
it
that.
under.
I did say that I write a note in Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
And I was gonna drop it off at her door
Okay.
after probably 5 minutes.
While you're getting ready for bed, you see that note kind of slide under the door.
Cat instantly rips it up.
That's what he's rolling for, I'm sure.
You're getting dressed. Mm-hmm. You just see Nimbus at the door. She seems to be pushing something underneath the door. You see, you are walking a few steps, but it takes you 2 seconds. You see the notice back out.
What? I have a note.
Do you go by it,
Yeah.
or do you go like to slide it again, or do you go to the door and say something?
Because I'm thinking that she just like swept it back, and I'm gonna pick it back up. Does it still say what I say on it? Like,
Yeah, it does. It's not open or anything. The one little corner is just a little creased, as if something was hitting it.
I'll knock.
You're knock at your door.
Act like I'm not in there.
I think at this point you're already ready. You're in your bed and stuff. You kind of are finding a comfortable spot. Nimbus is curled up, kind of like little spooning you. Knock at the door, no response.
I'm just gonna leave this out here. Night.
You put it in the door crease, so it stays there. Go back to your room and knock, or do you just go back to the room sad?
I think I'm just gonna go back to my room.
Just sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Not knocking your head is what I'm
No,
saying.
I that was only for like a couple minutes.
Yeah. Oh, so you were doing it
minutes.
before the note. I thought you did the note first, then went to your room and were knocking. Did you go to your room, knock your head, write the note, go
Yes.
to a room? Okay,
Yes.
got you. So we don't have to retcon and everything. Great.
I'm gonna write her a note.
Okay.
It just says, "This is why men suck. Be gay." That's all it says.
I'm just saying this team a lot friendlier.
Find a girlfriend.
I have done so much for you. I suggest 1 3-way, and I'm apparently a monster. Two. She
Fair, I don't think the
suggested
first
the
one
moose.
was your suggestion.
It was not my suggestion. The first one.
And that is where we're going to end our inaugural session.
I
Thank you
slide
for
a
joining
note
us.
under her door, but it's just my signature.
The lovely Luke.
Thank you for joining us for episode 1 of the Theran Adventures. We hope you enjoyed. We obviously had a good time. We love it. And stay tuned for lore, and you'll get more context. But other than that, bye. See you next week.
Bye. Don't fuck rabbits.
Check us out on Tuesday stream. Really good.
Meh.
Bye.